Greetings, Royal Queens and Kings. It's your host, Queen Tosa. Welcome back to the Queen Tosa Show. I will be your captain today. I'll have a co captain, but you'll have to stick around and find out who that is. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to press that subscribe button down below. If you're already subscribed to the show, set your notifications to all so that you don't miss any of the hot topics and fire content. And go on and press that like button while you're at it. Queens and Kings on the agenda today. We have CARLEE Russell and the shenanigans. The people are very much so fed up. They're over it. We feel like she abused the privileges of 911. She took advantage of it, and we don't think that she was telling the whole truth. But who are we? Everything is speculation. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say now. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say now. Oh, now. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you can't fight. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be healing. I can be real good. Please don't get these feelings. Hey, I need some love.
So we have a lot to get into. First and foremost, I want to give out a trigger warning to any of those that are triggered by the story of CARLEE. Here, let me actually drop the link because I did say that this was an open panel for CARLEE Russell. I'm feeling uneasy about it. As you all know, I was attacked last year at a hotel. I reached out to police and they failed me. I wish I had the resources that she had to act on my behalf, right? Before we get into that, let's go ahead and do our royal roll call. We have Ariel Summers in here. She says, "Hey, Queen. Hey, how are you?" And there is the StreamYard link. And let me go ahead and get our royal banner up. Now, I had did a reading on CARLEE in a situation, and I knew that accountability would have to come to the light, right? But it was like when the story had first come out, I didn't immediately go live. Usually if it's something going on and it's newsworthy and pressworthy, I mean the story is just really, really driving, I'll jump on it. But with this particular case, I was like, I'll do it a little bit later. I kept pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. And then I finally just said, you know what? I got on a show and I was like, I'm just going to do that tomorrow. But that doesn't always happen with me when it comes to content. There is information out there that this woman Googled up certain information and she wanted us to look for her. The family wanted our help up until they didn't want our help anymore. When it wasn't convenient for them. It's like, okay, she's missing. This is the plan. Okay, the stove got hot real quick. And let me bag up. This ain't none of your business. Bag up. We need some privacy. She came home. We needed y'all to look for her. Thank you for looking for her. But no, we don't need you right now. I'm good. I want to be selfish right now. I'm over here crying and, I wanted to hug her, but I couldn't hug her. And then, she called and she talked to my youngest or she talked to the sister-in-law. You had come to us and got us all hot and bothered when we was just minding our own business, watching TV, or watching the news and just so happened Carlee's story come across and you begged us at first and then now you want to turn the the thing on us like we trespassing? Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add up. I'll do the call in number in case you guys don't want to hit the link. I'll put the call in number. So if you guys want to call into the Queen Tulsa show, we will make that available to you. So give me 1 second. You can say it like you mean it. Call into the show. The number is 405-437-4865. Remember, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to, you can donate to Goddess at $beautiful070707. And also make sure you check out queentulsa.com and send me a message there. If you want to get direct and personal with me, queentulsa.com is definitely where you can get up close, personal, and send your message. Oh, let me take a sip of my drink, y'all, because I am fired up tonight. I am fired up because one thing that I don't play with is like people playing with the law. You know, the law is there to do their job. Let them do their job. We've had so many instances where we had the Terrence Crutchers, people that called on the police and, needed police to do their job and not be aggressive with them, right? And they strictly got out there, did their job, got on the search, plastered her pictures all over line, and for it to come to be a hoax, an alleged hoax, I'm not gonna I'm gonna say what's on my mind, okay? And that's just what it is. This woman used our kindness. She took our kindness for a weakness. Okay? She took our kindness for a weakness. She preyed on us. She preyed on our vulnerable hearts. There's a toddler outside on the highway. White, he's got on a diaper, he's got on shoes. No, you're preying on us. You're preying on us. And it wasn't right. I believe you need to go and face the funk. Go and face the funk. And whoever was tied to you with that, your boyfriend, he needs charges as well. Any willing participant needs to be going down. Needs to be going down. Let's go ahead and get into another royal roll call. We have Ariel Summers in the building. She says, "Hey, Queen. Hi, how are you? Here's the StreamYard link." And as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and pin it in the link, pin it in the chat. And here, let me go ahead and communicate with the chat. Do you think anyone involved, even family, should face charges? Okay. Well, we won't say which charges, but do you think that they should face charges, right? Okay, so we have Norris Tony, our royal Norris Tony in the building. He says, "Hey, Tulsa." And our royal Mrs. M, she says, "Hola. Hola to you. Buenos noches." Okay. Now, here's a clip. And listen, we'll be discussing not only CARLEE Russell, right? We'll be discussing Jussie Smollett, and we'll also be addressing Tawana Brawley. Okay? Because what do they have in common? What do they have in common, guys? Allegedly. Right there. So without further ado, let me go ahead and pull up this clip and let's dig into the story. So the main parts are Carlee stopped to help a child. A man had come out of the woods, picked her up. She was put in a car, put in an 18-wheeler, escaped an 18-wheeler, caught again, spent night with a man and a woman, escaped the next day.
Hotjar takes product teams from wondering WTF to knowing what to do next. From
WVTM 13 News begins with breaking news.
She said that they
All
took
right,
her
here
into
we
a house
go. Let's
and
get
made her
into
get
it.
undressed. She believes
Oh,
they took
wow.
pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact.
Okay, give me 1 second. This is a trigger warning for anybody that has been violated in any form or fashion. And physically, because when you say this woman, and thinking about an abduction, I've been abducted before. I don't know if I've shared that with you all, but I was, oh my God. Yeah, I would have to tell you all that. Shout out to Miss M. She gifted one Queen Tulsa membership. Lake Erie was gifted a membership by Mrs. M. Shout out, shout out, shout out. And before we move on, we got to give Miss M a thank you. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. Miss M, thank you. She's one of our royal members. You just sign up for the membership. Okay. Yeah, you just sign up for the membership in the chat. And so, without further ado, no sweat, bless. Yes, and listen, I was just over at Angela Stanton King. I don't know if you all know her. She's the young lady that wrote a book, The True Tales of a Real House, or a Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't just Google her up, Angela Stanton King. She has a foundation, and also she has Auntie Angie House that caters to all women, new expectant mothers that don't have nowhere to go and need to be on the right foot. Um, there are qualifications to the program, but that's your safety guidelines and things of that nature. So go over and check her out. We had a goal tonight of $500. I was over there. I partook. It was a charity, and we met our goal. And so shout out to Angela Stan King for having a girl over on our panel and doing good works in the community. And this is the thing, guys. When you want to doing good works in the community, being a leader, that's standing up, taking ownership, stepping up to the plate, and really doing what's right in the moment, right? Doing what's right and giving back, paying it forward. And so I've been in a place where I've needed assistance, resources. I've visited food pantries. I've visited Catholic charities for dinner work because I wasn't able to afford it. And so I may not be able to give back monetarily, but what I can do is out here in these streets, in my community, I can give back with word of mouth and also helping raise money, okay, for the good. Miss M says, no sweat, bless. Miss M says, love it. Will Def donate to them? Yes, yes, yes. God bless you. And thank you so much. And when you donate, let her know that Queen Tulsa sent you, because I want her to know that I'm not just up here on a panel when she has one. I'm really out here pushing the movement. Let's protect all babies. Okay, Angela Stanton King. Okay, so shout out to her. Let's go ahead and get into this CARLEE Russell, the press conference where they really break it down. My heart really got, because I was on Angela Stanton King's like, a few days before, right? Oh, John, look at that. I just wasted some water on my phone. See, they don't want me to be great, but guess what? It's all good. It's all good. Okay, and we're still going to push through this show tonight. But when you talk about child life and children, and I was just on her panel like the day before, and then this CARLEE situation come out, and then you talking about a toddler, and then I'm just like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I was just over here at this woman's house, speaking about, all baby life, and then here we go, we got a toddler on the side of the highway. Now, what careless adult then set this baby out on the highway? And then the first thing that had come to my imagination was somebody on drugs. What drug addict then let their baby go, or wasn't watching them, or took their eyes off their baby, or whatever the case may be. Was it a rest stop around? Did they escape from the rest stop? And so, it just took me all over. All right, so I did. Miss M says I'm looking for it now. Okay, so I just posted the link. That's AuntieAngie'sHouse.com. You just click on that link from my link, or you can Google it up. Go over there, check them out. Oh, excuse me. Go over there and check her out. Check the babies out, and you can also follow Angela Stanton King on YouTube. You can also find her on Instagram, Angela Stanton King, or you can Google it up. What are her social medias? But yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this story, because he's going to lead off with the toddler. So I want to say a trigger warning, and let's go ahead and read our disclaimer. Okay. Disclaimer, copyright disclaimer. Of the Copyright Act, 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This video was made for entertainment purposes and is transformative in nature. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into it.
Contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else.
New details in the disappearance of CARLEE Russell. Hoover police providing an update detailing what Russell says she went through during the...
Okay, so just so we can flow through, I'm going to put on some relaxing music. If you guys are driving, please be mindful that the music is very much so relaxing. But I want you guys to just coast with me here. Okay? Let's get into it.
For 49 hours she was missing. After days of waiting, investigators finally saying there is no threat to the community. Thank you so much for choosing us here. WVTM 13 at 6. I'm Brittany Decker.
And I'm Ian Wrights, the nation following this story step by step since CARLEE Russell first disappeared. We have team coverage for you tonight with all those new details. I want to start with WVTM 13's Lisa Crane. She is anchoring that team coverage from Hoover.
Yeah, guys, for the first time we are hearing what CARLEE Russell told police about what happened to her during that 49-hour period where she was missing. So let's go over what we learned today in this press conference. First, before she disappeared, police say surveillance video from CARLEE's employer showed she concealed a bathrobe, toilet paper, and other items from her work. She also stopped by Target to buy granola bars and Cheez-Its. None of those items were found in her car that was abandoned on the side of Interstate 459, and it has been well established.
Okay, so I just want to stop it right there. I just want to stop it right there right quick. It's the cheeses, and then you had the cheese crackers. So I want you guys to kind of keep that in mind. The cheeses and the cheese crackers, okay?
Established now that Russell called 911 to report a child on the side of the road. And for the first time, though, today, we heard what was said during that call.
I think it's a boy, a little boy.
Right now? Okay. So is he wearing clothes?
Yes.
Okay. What is he wearing?
It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
You don't see any cars anywhere?
No, no cars are anywhere.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
My name is CARLEE Russell.
Now, CARLEE went on to say that she thought the child was 3 or 4 years old. Russell claims that after she got off the phone with 911, she got out of the car to check on the child. And that's when she says a man came out of the tree line saying he was checking on the baby. She then claims that man picked her up, took her over a fence, and put her in a car. She goes on to say there was a woman and a child with the man she described as having orange hair and a bald spot. At some point, she was put in an 18-wheeler. Russell says she escaped but was recaptured and put back in a car. She tells detectives she spent the night with these people and they made her undress. She says she believes they took pictures of her, but she doesn't think she was assaulted. Eventually, she says she was able to escape again, and this time she made her way home.
At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that CARLEE had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting.
Police have been analyzing CARLEE's phone and computer, and they have found several questionable searches made before her disappearance. And you can see some of those on your screen right now. There's even some that police are not releasing. Right now, Hoover police say there is no threat to the public. And they also say the next step for investigators is to talk to CARLEE again, to interview her one more time. And they say when she is ready to talk, they will be there and they will make it happen. We want to continue our team coverage now with WVTM 13's Gladys Bautista. She's live tonight in the neighborhood just on the other side of the woods from where CARLEE disappeared. Gladys?
Well, Lisa, this is really where it all began. And like you mentioned, police have said that there is no threat to the public and that up until now, because they have not spoken to CARLEE Russell again, they have not been able to verify her story. Now, a lot of people are telling me today that this is concerning, especially when it comes to missing persons cases involving women of color. Here is what one woman I spoke to who lives in this neighborhood had to say, and also what the police chief had to say about the amount of manpower that went into this search.
It just, when things like this happen, it kind of questions, the safety here. That's why I think it's so important that we find some answers to some of the questions everybody have.
We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
And of course, everybody is happy that she is now home and safe, but many people are still wondering what the outcome of this investigation will be. In Hoover, I'm Gladys Bautista. Lisa, back to you.
All right, Gladys, thank you very much. Now, if you missed today's news conference, you can watch it in full. It's on the WVTM 13 app. You can check that out. Also, you can go back and check out the interview with CARLEE Russell's parents as well. All of that on the homepage of the app. We are now waiting to see when CARLEE Russell will speak to police again. And they say they are ready whenever it can happen. And they say she is the only one who can clear up what happened to her.
Well, you know what? I just kind of feel like there were more people involved. I do. I feel like the boyfriend, I just feel like she shared this with somebody. Let's see if we can pull up the press conference. All right, there we go. All right, let's take a deep dive into the press conference. And let's look for clues. Maybe the detective is going to tell us something, maybe that we're not, privy to, right? So let me go ahead and put this up right quick. Let me bring the video up, and then we'll take a look and we'll listen together. Okay. Yes. Okay, so.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. 6 days ago, our community learned about the disappearance of CARLEE Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city, but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about CARLEE. Our community sprung into action, and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find CARLEE. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now. It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of CARLEE Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine CARLEE's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll work in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that CARLEE Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., CARLEE left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows CARLEE concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Taziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. CARLEE communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Walking by themselves. Hold on. Where on 49 are you? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Med, like to get off by the Hoover Med. Okay, so you're before that exit? Yes. Okay, were you headed southbound or northbound? I think towards that towards 280. Towards Tuscaloosa.
Okay. And was the child on the left or right side?
On the right side.
Were they walking northbound or southbound?
They're walking towards Tuscaloosa.
Walking southbound. Or how old did they look?
Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4.
Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them?
Yes.
Okay, are you with the child right now?
No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, what kind of car are you in?
I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz.
Is it a sedan or SUV?
SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry.
Can you put your hazards on for me?
Yeah, they're on.
Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do they look like they're injured?
No, they don't.
Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
They're white.
Okay. Is it male or female?
I think it's a boy, a little boy.
White male? Okay, so is he wearing clothes?
Yes.
Okay. What is he wearing?
It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
And you don't see any cars anywhere?
No, no cars anywhere.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
My name is CARLEE Russell.
And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct?
No, but I can't really see them that good.
Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them.
Okay.
All right, and do they have shoes on?
No.
Shoes?
Not that I can see. I can't really see that one.
Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Carly called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carly's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carly's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carly's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carly scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carly's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carly. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carly Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carly, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carly's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of CARLEE walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that CARLEE had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for CARLEE and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from CARLEE's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data included several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at CARLEE's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on CARLEE's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview CARLEE a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only CARLEE can provide those answers. What we can say is we've been unable to verify most of CARLEE's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much. Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed. Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told. I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male. Don't believe so. We have no report of that. Not that I'm aware of. I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one. And not to my knowledge. You know, that's the $100 question. You know, we pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know. Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have. Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, you know, she called right now. We're ready. Lou, how about unknown? You know, we know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time. Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get CARLEE home. That's what we wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, you know, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth. I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that CARLEE's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that. We'll end up figuring it out. Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's you know, again, these detectives that are here, this is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have. Not that I'm aware of. Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you've got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us. No, we have not determined that. No. Yeah. Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that several 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very, very strange. Yes. No, we do not know. Absolutely not. Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand. We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned. Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussed since we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and gentleman early said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out. No, not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here. Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to CARLEE as soon as we can. And do an in-depth interview, and at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So,
that's all the questions we're going to answer today.
All right. So, what do you all think? I think that this investigation is definitely going to be I think that it's going to be an awakening. I feel like she's going to finally have to face the music, She's just going to have to finally face the music. And like he said, there are things that he don't understand. And then he brought out the fact of, she was with a couple, she was fed this, and I hope nothing happened to her. Like, I hope nothing happened to that woman. But he's saying nobody else saw the child on the highway. They just saw her and her getting out of her vehicle, and that they had sent that footage to the FBI so they can do an enhancement. This is the thing. Sitting up here playing with help. That's why I be telling people, go get the help that you need so you don't be out here being a menace to society. She thought this out. She planned this out. And it makes even more sense because they said that she had Googled up the movie Taken, which is an abduction movie. So you wanted to get in character. Ma'am, Hollywood, they need some writers. If you wanted to write a story that bad, only thing you had to do was write the write the story and shop it off. Of course, get a trademark or patent, but shop it off. But I'm just not understanding this. Because the first thing that I thought was, okay, well, maybe, was she on something, you know, seeing stuff that wasn't there, you know? I mean, has she had an issue with seeing things that weren't there before? There's those are the questions that I would be asking, is this the first time she's seen, she's, she sees stuff that appears not to be there? And it's not being funny because there's some people that do see things that are not there. But I wonder if they have her in a mental hospital and they have her on a hold, like a 72 hour or 48-hour hold. I wonder if she's like in a facility on a hold. Because I could only imagine, news reporters, stopping by the house, knocking on the door, want to interview. I don't know what their laws are as far as stand your ground or trespassing. But yeah, they say she come home July 15th, and the neighbors have footage of her, in the neighborhood. I don't want to discredit anybody's story. But my thing is, sister, this is something that you just don't play with. It's certain people that went through things in their life, and they've become a survivor, and they've got the coping skills on how to help the next person along. And I feel like that was triggering to some people. I think that's where all the fuss is coming from. It's like we need more media to cover, the stories of our sisters and brothers that find themselves in these type of situations. And just for her to be a medical student, a part of a sorority that I really, I honor and respect the AKAs. They call them the prissy girls. I think they're like, the pretty girls, the prissy girls, or whatever. I like the organization, and I don't believe that one bad apple, represents the whole tribe. But I do feel like the tribe needs to talk to her. You know, I do feel like her tribe needs to like step up, come together, talk to her, get her the help that she needs. But I just, I really don't know what to say. I just pray that she gets the healing that she needs, get the services that she needs, and the trauma that she went through. I pray that she, gets the help for that as well. But that concludes our show. I just wanted to come on, give my thoughts and my feelings and my opinions. I had a great engagement tonight on another panel. And so we've been here for an hour, 55 minutes. And so we'll catch you guys on the up and up. Okay. So always remember to care for yourself. Always remember to protect you. You remember that you're important. You are valued. You are supposed to be here. You are not a mistake. And that You know, whatever life gives to you, just move through it with grace and don't be so quick to get angered, because when you get angered, then you lose control of yourself and you become somebody else. You didn't got out, you know, there's this phrase, oh girl, I got out of character. Don't get out of character. Stay true to you and hold, you know, keep, if you keep your head up, then your crown won't tilt. So I'm here to adjust your crown and tell you that it's all going to work out for the better good. Okay. On that note, so long. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Right, so before we take out, I definitely want to thank Miss M for the gifting of the membership, and also always coming by and supporting everybody in the bushes in the chat on the replay. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. We can only go up from here, and the naysayers are going to talk. So we got to just let them talk and keep it pushing. Okay. Vroom.
What's a girl to do? She needs love. Girls need love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say no. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say no.